Investors, councilmen and women, I come before you with a proposal for the information technology requirements of our company. I think you will find this proposal not only satisfies the needs of the company now and future allowances for a growing company, but it will also satisfy the requirements set down in order to protect the place of business with regard to keeping it historically and structurally intact. First and foremost, it must be noted that utilizing one floor only would be optimum for the layout of the IT infrastructure. After carefully looking over the building's blueprints, I have found the sixth floor seems most likely to fit the bill. However, the third, fifth, or fourth floor would be permissible as well, and in that order of preference. Because of the complexity in running a more secure network, I have chosen that a single floor and a completely wired network is most beneficial. I am not in favor of a wireless network because of the security concerns, as this would give us two fields of battle against intrusion, not only on the web, but for a more physical, close-by problem as well. And in using one floor, we keep the building more intact and with less cabling difficulty. Not only is one floor proposal beneficial for IT purposes, but could in fact be beneficial for the company and investors monetarily. Having the ability to lease out different floors could bring in increased revenue and certainly lighten the overall fiscal issues that arise from such a changeover in IT infrastructure. With the merger of a smaller company into ours, we have found that both companies are outdated in almost virtually every aspect. If we are here to survive into the future, we must take today to make ourselves a competitor against others with more advanced technology base. That being said, if you please follow along with your handouts and reference the pricing along with the equipment, I will go along and explain the new technology. We will begin systematically, in a way that makes the most sense for those unfamiliar with the equipment and the networking basics. Think of the network like a tree, and on that tree there are various branches, and on those branches there are different leaves. The higher you go, the more numerous they become. Starting with the trunk, we find that the internet, coming from our external ISP, will be met by the proposed RV082 8-port VPN router, which will essentially funnel the internet into the rest of our systems by way of a 50 SG2 200 50 gigabit smart switch, which is just up the tree from the trunk. Going back to our tree metaphor, we see that it is the switch which allows everything to branch out from the trunk. We have four major branches: our backup storage, server, external all-in-one laser printers, and finally to the largest branch with the most sleeves, all of our desktop PCs that the individual users will have at their workstations. The first branch, our network storage device, will consist of an 8 terabit Sentinel DX4000 small office storage server. 8 terabytes is a large amount of data, and seeing as we only have a small marketing department that deals with the videos and pictures, most of the information stored in this device will be very small, allowing 8 terabytes to hold just about anything we need. In the future, if more storage was to be needed, new drives could be added to the system, or even external drives, which could be stored in a vault, i.e. daily, weekly, monthly storage backups. The device is plugged in directly into our switch, giving it access to the network. Our next branch is the relatively simple one, although it is the most important. The server makes up the brain of our network, and from it, it allows me and other IT staff, if there are to be any in the future, to manage the network and work on different systems remotely without having to worry about bothering others at their workstations. Not only does it allow us to do this, but it allows for greater security, more control, faster running, and more structurally sound network. The PowerEdge T710 server configuration outlined in your handout is the server chosen. The components within the server include an 1100 watt redundant power supply, which will help keep the server up and running in the cost of the power surge. With its dual 5709 gigabit Ethernet NIC cards, it allows for redundant NIC control in case one goes inoperative. The processor, the Intel Xeon E5-645, allows for enough processing power to handle the server without going overboard. And it also, with its 4 gigs of RAM, will allow its programs to run. I don't recommend any more RAM unless we're running data-intensive programs. However, if in the future more RAM is required, a simple upgrade can be done, and not for very much money. Running Windows Server 2008, we are running top-of-the-line software in order to manage and interface with the server and the rest of the computers in the network. The third branch, and the most simple, includes the Dell 2355 multifunction laser printer, of which there are 2. This will allow all of the users on the network not only access to printing, but scanning functions of the printer as well. From copying, printing, scanning documents to their actual desktops, the printers will allow for enough functionality for all to use. They'll be spread out evenly on each side of the building so employees don't have to move quite as far. To take a brief pause from the different branches, we have to actually consider what the branches are made of. If you reference your handouts, you'll see that I proposed the purchase of 1,000 foot of Ethernet cable. This is cheaper than pre-made cable when I can take it and make individual links myself. Now, considering the historical importance of this building, we will not be drilling or making way for the cable, but instead running it along walls and ceilings with tapes and binding to make it look more natural with the building's surroundings. Now for the final branch, and the most important and expensive branch, we go to the individual desktop computers for the employees. I recommend the Optiplex 580 small form factor desktop computer with the following configuration. Each system comes with its own version of Windows 7 Professional 32-bit included in the price. I chose to purchase each individually with its own OS because the price for including on each system actually turned out to be cheaper as a combined deal than buying a 50 licensed version of the software. The systems are running AMD Athlon 2 x 2 dual-core processors, which will allow for the power we need to run the hardware with the software in this combination. With the 4 GB of RAM, we will have all that we need in order to work on the programs we need. Anything over 4 for a business computer is really unnecessary. Video is integrated into the motherboard and takes care of one of the major costs. The hard drives of which the systems will be booted off of are 250 gig SATA drives, and with this, the server and the backups, we will find that we have more than enough storage space. For the productivity software, please ignore that as it comes with the system. We will go after that soon afterward. For the branches, printer, server, storage, and the computers, we have a 3-year basic limited warranty from Dell, which allows on-site service from Dell qualified technicians. For the software, we have Adobe Photoshop Elements and Premiere Elements 10 for the 5 computers in the marketing department, 2 30-user licenses for QuickBook Enterprise Solutions so that we can maintain having 50 employees with the software as well as room for expansion. For the Microsoft Office suite, we are currently discussing pricing with Microsoft for a 50-user license. They have yet to get back to me with pricing as we are trying to get the lowest price available, but no matter what, this is essential software. Last but not least, we have the CAA antivirus with 3-year enterprise maintenance that includes a 50 to 99 person volume license. With the purchases we will make, we are able to get the software at a greatly reduced price. I hope that all this information has satisfied the council, as well as the investors. Thank you for your time, and good evening.